Hi guys, thanks for subscribing to the Gastric Bricky channel. As the heading shows, why am I here at surgery basically? I'll just tell you a bit of a brief about myself over the past 20 years. I won't go too much into it, but you'll get a bit of an understanding as to why I've come to the decisions nowadays to have the surgery. Okay, so the first time I heard about surgery was probably about 15 years ago. It was weight loss surgery and it was about a bypass. I'd never heard of it before. And basically my mate, unfortunately, he's passed away now. He come to me and said he was having bariatric surgery on the NHS. He'd been on the NHS waiting list for, I think he'd been on for about 12, maybe 18 months, but I don't think it was quite as busy back then as what it is now. Now it's all popular and it's all over social media and other places, whereas, you know, back probably, I think it's about 13, 15 years ago, it wasn't quite as popular, so the list wasn't as big. And he said he was having a bypass. So I was like, what's this? So anyway, he explained it and went for the surgery. And he weighed around 29, 30 stone. You know, he was a big lad. You know, within a good, probably about 6 to 8 months, he was down to about 17, 18 stone. And I was like, wow. You know, when you're seeing the difference in him, and, you know, you've seen the shirts that he wore originally before the surgery, and we're in his bedroom on the computer, and he says, hey Mike, look at this shirt. And he puts it on, and honest to God, it looked like he put a double bed. It looked like he put a double bed quilt over him. It was huge on him, you know. But that was because obviously the size he was, which is fine, and the size, you know, the size obviously he went down to. And I was like, wow, I want this. I've got to do something about this. And at the time I was about 18, 19 stone myself. Still a big lad. I did exercise a little bit because I used to play rugby league. On and off, not at a level, just used to play it with the juniors and little bits here with masters and stuff like that. So, and I used to do swimming as well. So my weight was sustainable at that weight, but I thought if I could get that surgery, I could be down to 12, 13 stone here, getting dead excited. Anyway, I went to the doctors and said, look, I'm struggling with my weight. I have tried diets over the years. You know, I've tried most of the diets out there. You know, the life change, all that sort of thing. It's just really, really difficult. And you know, and in the job I have at the moment, you know, and what I do, that's very difficult as well. I'll explain that in a minute. So, you know, I went to the doctors. They put me on the waiting list. Now, here's where the problem come. I got on the waiting list, and I waited 6 months just to go and see somebody about it. Within that 6 months, I'd lost my granddad. I had a few things going on in my life, and I had an absolute car crash in my mental health. I tried to commit suicide basically. I was on a bridge not far from my house, in an absolute mess. I didn't want to continue life anymore. I was ready for going over the bridge. And I always remember that I'd been to the doctors previously, and he just said to me, Michael, if you have any issues, just do me a favour and go to A&E. He said, they can help you. And I remember that, and that's what I did. And I sort of brought me down. Anyway, I got the help with mental health over the coming years, and you know, things got better. But when I went to the doctor's appointment in regards to the weight loss surgery, she went through a questionnaire. How does things affect your mental health at the moment? Rate it from 1 to good, 5 bad. Most of mine at the time, I didn't want to be here. It was bad. And she said to me at the end of the appointment, she went, I appreciate 6 months ago you were in a different position. She went, but unfortunately we can't continue with any further. Your mental health is not in a position where we could even consider doing weight loss surgery on you. You need to get help and get your meds stable for your mental health, and then obviously we can then progress. Go back to your doctor. They'll redo a blood test that they had to do and refer you. She said at that point it might be shorter waiting list, or it might be a longer waiting list. She said we don't know. So I was right, okay, fine with that. Went away, got on with my life, got my mental health on track, came off the meds after a couple of years, got myself in a strong position, back at work. I was working, doing domestic work, because I'm a builder, but also a bricklayer, qualified bricklayer, but I've been a builder since being 16, 17, building extensions, kitchens, bathrooms, all that sort of thing, plastering, plumbing, but I've come to the point in my life now where I just don't want to do that anymore. I just want to site bricklaying, and that's it. Finish my career off bricklaying on site on price work. So, you know, when you're doing that sort of work, it's very difficult to, you know, eat properly. You know, I'd get up in the morning, I'd have to get to the builders merchants early, pick the lads up who was working for me, and then before I know it, it's 11 o'clock and I've not had nothing. Or one of the lads will go to the butty shop and it'll be, I'll go and get us a bacon butty then. I'll get us a bacon and sausage. You know, and it was like, I can't keep doing this. But I kept doing it. And then, or I'd not eat all day. I'd go through the day, not eat, get home at night and binge. Chocolate, all sorts. So anyway, my weight sort of spiraled a bit out of control. You know, and it had effects on my work because obviously it was dragging me down. You know, when I'm bending down, you know, getting short of breath because obviously all my stomach's cramped up. You know, my knees hurt. You know, but generally, my medical condition is, I think that's the word for it, is really good. You know, I have nothing wrong with me. I don't take tablets. You know, I'm just short of 22 stone. I'm 41 in age. When I look at my dad and I look at his issues, he's got obviously a lot of issues that can be passed down, like high blood pressure, high cholesterol. He's had 2 heart attacks, angina. I've got nothing. Honest to God, I don't take, my blood pressure's bang on normally every time I go. I'm pretty decent in that sense. So that's another reason why I'm looking now before things start escalating and I start getting these diseases. I'm not diabetic or anything. So so it has an effect on my work. My personal life, it's okay. You know, it's okay. You know, I've got a couple of kids and a missus, and you know, but like my youngest lad plays rugby. You know, and I want to do more with him. You know, I want to go out and play, you know, I want to go out and play myself as well. You know, I've one last big game, but I always look and say, I can't get fit enough. Can't get fit enough. Until I've lost a load of weight, I can't get fit enough. Next year, I'd love to do a white collar boxing match. Just out of fun, just to get in the ring and just to be able to say, I've trained this hard, lost so much weight and be able to do it. But we'll have to see what happens over the coming years. So anyway, coming back on track again. So I got to the point where obviously I needed to do something. So I looked at going private, looked at the UK, never heard of Turkey or any other country that was doing it. Didn't think it was possible. I looked online, and at the time I think the prices were between 7,000 and 11,000 for surgery, depending on where you go. For I think it was a gastric bypass a few years ago, and then these sleeves become really popular. So you know, I've been looking into surgery for quite a long time recently. It's serious as well. I was at a customer's house once, and she said to me, she went, "Oh, why don't you?" We were just talking about it, and I said, "I'd love to lose weight." I said, "I'd love to go and have surgery." I said, "But cost, I don't have that sort of money to be able to put forward." So she said, "Why don't you go to Turkey?" or to, I think Lithuania is the other one. She said there's other countries that do it. She went, but what I would recommend is research your surgeon. So I was like, light bulb, I'm going to do that. So I goes back on the internet, researches, found surgery, found loads of companies in Turkey, around Istanbul, Izmir, Antalya, in Turkey. Loads of companies, all from say between £1,500 and about 3,500 for the surgery. So end of last year, I booked with a company, paid a deposit, jumped in a bit quick, to be honest with you. I had a lot going on at the time, with finances and with work as well, and I couldn't get myself in a comfortable position where I felt good to go. So I had to cancel it. I rebooked for the 30th of September. So I fly from Manchester Airport to Istanbul on the 30th of September. It's coming up. It's about 4 weeks. I think it's four weeks today. I fly, and the surgery's on the 1st of October. And I'm going with a company called Apria. I think I previously mentioned that. I'm really looking forward to it. Everything is in place now. I am so focused, so driven. It is untrue. I want this so bad. It is untrue. And I've always had that dream. And people said, if there's one thing in life which you could have, and it's not winning the lottery, don't get me wrong, I'd love to win the lottery. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I wouldn't complain. But it'd be to wake up tomorrow and have another start again of being slim and being able to get myself fit, and being able to get myself fit, get myself active again, get the weight off my body, allow me that extra length of time at work, be able to put that extra half an hour in the day, be able to have that extra couple of years at the end, because the building trade is brutal on your body. It really is. I get home at night and aches and pains and muscles and sore fingers, sore ankles. A lot of it's due to my weight, but a lot of it's just the industry. It is brutal on your body. So if I could get an extra 5 years, because not being funny, the money's good. The money's good. When you put the work in, the money's good. And I'll explain on my channel, how you can earn some good money on site over the coming months, with examples and, and I just want to try and be better than I am. There's no harm in trying to be better than you are. It doesn't matter how good you are. Why not be better? Why not be a winner every time? And that's what I want to do. And that dream to wake up, I think that dream to wake up the next day and be slim again and get that start, I think this is the closest I'm going to get to that dream. And, it's not going to be easy. I know that. I've done the research and it's a tool what I've got. But it's that tool that takes away that choice. And to take away that choice, that's a big thing. Because, like now, if I go into Sainsbury's or Asda's or Tesco's and I look at the shelf and you've got healthy option and you've got a nice piece of, I wouldn't say steak, because steak's not really completely unhealthy, but say a roasted chicken or something on the side, something unhealthy anyway. If one of them don't look that great, the other one does. It gives you that choice. With this tool, don't have that choice. You have to eat what you have to eat, and that allows you to drop the weight significantly. While you get your your mentality in the place where that food that you're eating is regular. You've got a smaller stomach, so you can't eat big portions. My portions, I won't say huge, but it's it's not binge eating, but it's more my it's more my inconsistency really. Get up in the morning, don't eat till 11 o'clock, don't have a breakfast, and then work the rest of the day. I might have a chocolate bar just to keep the energy going. At the end of the day, I'll get home, big tea, pick and dip out the fridge, out the cupboard, You know, it's not good for anyone. It's certainly not good for me. It's really not good. So this is what the operation does. Takes that option away from you. You know, yes, it's going to be tough. You know, I'm really worried because I'm in such a good place with work at the moment, where, you know, we're doing relatively well. I've got, as I've said before, I've got 2 young apprentices. One of them's my son. He's 17. I've got another lad, Sam. He's 20. You know, one's just starting his first year. One's just finished his first year. Both of them are laying bricks every day, or pretty much every day. You know, and they're doing so well. And, you know, we just need to improve that. And I want to be able to go in a couple of, in say 2 years, when them boys are up to speed, I want to be able to match them, because if I don't do anything, they'll be taking over me, and then they'll be off then, because I can't keep up with them. And I'll be the old man who's slowing down. I want a couple of years to be able to work with the boys, you know, full pace. Certainly my son as well, you know. And I've got my other lad who's coming through. He's also making noises that maybe in the next 2 years he might want to be an apprentice as well. So, you know, I want to be able to get myself in a position where I can bring him through possibly, and keep up with the other 2 boys who are going to be pushing on, hopefully, and not have to let them go because they have to join a gang that's really quick, to you know, keep them going. I want to be able to do that myself. So yeah, it's you know, that's obviously the plan. As I say, 30th of September, I'm going to fly to Istanbul, and get the surgery. I'm really looking forward to it, but scared stiff. Absolutely scared stiff. I'm not gonna lie. I've never had surgery before. I've never had an operation before. I have been put to sleep as a kid for a tooth, but that was, you know, I'm 41 now, so that's some years ago. I don't even remember it. It was just my mum was telling me that's what had happened. But other than that, I've not had any surgeries. I've been lucky. You know, it's first time for anaesthetic, first time to wake up after being cut open. You know, absolutely scared. But at the end of the day, there's no pain without gain, and this is how it is. If you want to push them levels, you've got to take short-term pain for long-term gain, and that's the deal I'm in at the moment. So yeah, I've waffled a bit, you know, but I tried to give you a good insight about me, and about a little bit about my past, and a little bit about why I've done it and how I've come about surgery. You know, and hopefully over the coming months, you know, I'll have some great stories to tell. You know, certainly when I go to the hospital, I'm going to be trying my best to get as much content as I can to give you a proper insight. Those people who are unsure, you know, no little 10-minute video in the hospital. I'm going to be doing daily videos in the hospital, telling you as raw as it is. If I'm bad, I'm bad. If I'm good, I'm good. If I'm enjoying it, I'm enjoying it. If I'm not enjoying it, I'm not enjoying it. I want to be as honest as I can to give people an insight into what it's actually like. I'm going to give an honest opinion about my turkey, and I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm also hoping, fingers crossed, I can spend an hour maybe in Istanbul, in the Grand Bazaar, around the market, in the clothes shops, let's say, once I've been released from hospital and in my hotel. But obviously we will only see at the time, and hopefully I'll be able to bring you a video of that as well. So I'm going to cut it there now for today, and in the next week I've just received my liver reduction diet form, so I'm going to go through that, get a bit of an idea about it myself, understand it a bit more, and then obviously I'll do another video in regards to the liver reduction diet. So for those who are not aware, the liver reduction diet is only so that when the surgeon goes into your stomach, because it's performed by keyhole surgery, he goes into your stomach and they have to move the liver out the way. If you've got a big fat big liver, it makes it harder for the surgeon. It makes it harder for the surgeon to obviously perform a surgery. If you do your liver reduction diet, it shrinks the liver and allows the surgeon easy access to make the surgery more effective, less implications, and a better recovery. So that's the idea of that. You also ideally could lose a bit of weight as well on that, but we'll see. I'll post obviously in regards to that once I've got my head around the diet of what I've got to actually eat, because it's, by the looks of it, don't look much. So yeah, so over and out for me today. And if you like to see more content, please like the videos and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Take care.